I came aboard in fall of 1958, and through a series of tests and practical experience, I became the battle stations diving officer, which actually meant I was the guy that took the ship down the first time. We worked our way down to test depth. You do that in increments, 100-foot increments, and each 100 foot you stop and check for leaks. And if there are no leaks, you keep moving on down. And once we got down to test depth, which for the Triton was 800 foot, then we were able to come up near the surface, back down. We put it through its paces, you know, right full rudder, left full rudder, and it had tremendous speed. I was like a new kid, you know, with his parents' new car. I was checking it out. I recall we didn't hear the official word until we'd been out a couple days. And the plan was to make sure everything was going to work before we headed on to sea. And I was standing in the after torpedo room when Captain Beach made the announcement that we were going to go around the world submerged. And I guarantee you could hear a pin drop. What? Yeah. Oh my goodness. But it was very quiet and everybody just stared at each other. And he said, the word was out before that we were going to go some tropical island, maybe down in the Caribbean. So everybody was coached to, you know, bring some tropical gear, swim gear, you know, aloha shirts. We didn't need them. We didn't need them at all.
Port of Benton Official Proclamation 2501 honoring USS Triton veterans and dedicating a commemorative wall at the USS Triton Sail Park. Whereas in 1960, in a historic first mission, Triton covered 26,723 nautical miles, completely submerged, and generally followed the around-the-world route Ferdinand Magellan had in 1521. And whereas Triton stayed in operation until May 1969, and during its years of service served as a temporary home to 857 chief petty officers, and enlisted personnel. And whereas the USS Triton Sail Park commemorative wall located at 3300 Port of Benton Boulevard in Richland, Washington, stands as a tribute to the dedication and sacrifice of all the individuals who served aboard Triton. And whereas this wall served as a symbol of remembrance and gratitude for the community. And now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Port of Benton Commission expresses its sincere and truly wholehearted appreciation to all USS Triton officers and crew who served aboard Triton throughout its commissioning, and do hereby proclaim June 14th, 2025 as a day of celebrate Triton's veterans, commemoration of the USS Triton Sail Park, and reflect upon their sacrifices and honor to their legacy.
It's really a tribute to the submarine service and the men that served there. Just the list of the crew, 870 some odd people, right? Give or take. And I mean, I made 3 submerged cruises on this, 70 plus days, and the submarine was active from almost 10 years, and I was 20% of that. So, and I'm still talking about it to this day. I rode a couple of diesel boats, and they were exciting as well, but this one went under and stayed under. Oh, seeing this brought back a lot of memories. I was a shark shooter on the top of this. I would take an M14 rifle up when we had man overboard drills, or being inside in the helm, sitting at the helm. It was just awesome, yeah. So I went down the hatches of both of them, and I actually put my hands on them 60 years ago. So it's really a treat.
My fellow Triton veterans, welcome to the Tri-Cities. And to the men and women of the Port of Benton, I say, on behalf of the Triton veterans, thank you. Thank you very much for putting up this beautiful wall and, in fact, having this beautiful memorial here for our ship. This is something special.
I want to thank the city here for a great thing you put on here to remember this sail. But one of the things I want to tell all you civilians is, you know what, when you got a little young wife about 20 years old, she said, how long you gonna be gone, honey? I says, you know what, darling, I really don't know, but we've been loading stores for about 2 weeks, and I can't even walk the submarine because we got everything stacked in the passageways. Also, my wife says, what are we gonna do for money? I said, you know what? They're making us fill out all these envelopes and they're gonna mail you a check.
So the Triton, we were saying, only under 10 years, but for the last 56 years, we've been having reunions. And I didn't start going, like I said, till 2000. And I want to thanks to the people that kept our spirit going all these years.
Yeah, hi, my name is Ed Birmingham. I was a sonar man in the mid-60s, and I'm delighted to be here to see this sail again, and thank you all of the people who have set this up. I was, part of my job as a sonarman, believe it or not, I was a sharpshooter sitting on the top of that sail with an M14 rifle. And also I've spent a lot of time on the helm in here, so I'm looking forward to get a tour and see where I sat all those many years ago. So,
My name is David Bowe, and my little story is when I was a young man in high school, I read a book called Run Silent, Run Deep, written by Captain Beach. And I said, when I graduate, I'm going in the Navy, and I'm going to volunteer for submarine duty. Well, I graduated from submarine school in December of '58. I reported on board Triton, and when did I report on board Triton? No. I'm getting to that age, folks. January of '59, and lo and behold, who was the skipper was Ned Beach. And I'll never forget, I finally got the courage up because I was just a seaman and he's a four-stripe captain. In those days, you didn't really approach him too much. But we were at sea and he was sitting in the wardroom and I was heading back to the after torpedo room. And I stopped in and I says, Captain, can I speak to you for a moment? He said, yeah. So I told him a story about how I wound up on submarine duty. And he looked up at me, and Ned was kind of a stoic person. And he puts his hands on his hips and he just growls. He says, well, that's just fine, Bo, that's just fine.
So listen, I'm going to start off with a quote that the greatest first baseman in the history of baseball said. It was July 4th, 1939. I'm the luckiest man on the face of the earth. And here's a guy that's, 2 years later was dead at the age of 38. He said this, he was 36 years old. I feel that way today. I've had an absolutely wonderful life. At 83 next month, I know, I'm not going to be around another 50 years. And I owe so much of the wonderful things in my life to this piece of steel back here and just joining the Navy. Joining the Navy and then getting the luck to go on Triton was really fantastic.
Just to close up here, I didn't see a benediction on the agenda, so I'm going to take a chance that Diane doesn't have one set. And I like to just read a verse from the Navy hymn. Now, Navy hymn is a beautiful song, deserves to be sung. I can normally carry many things, but a tune isn't one of them. So I'm just going to read it for you. And this is the submarine verse. So for all of you, all of your shipmates who couldn't be with you today, the 52 crews that were lost during World War II and our eternal patrol, and the others as well. So bless those who serve beneath the deep, through lonely hours their vigil keep. Make peace their mission ever be. Protect each one, we ask of thee. Bless those at home who wait and pray for their return, be night or day. Thank you.